A couple of years ago, we were at a nearby resort in the middle of the winter, and at 10:30 we were ready for bed. After all, what else is there to do there? You walk around the lake, you visit the community art gallery, eat very rich food, play cards, read, do crosswords, swim in the hot springs pools. The fresh air and the riches and the laziness get into your bones, and sleep is definitely the answer. There's no radio or TV in the room, so that's just fine. Anyway, the folks in the hotel room above us were dragging things back and forth across their floor. Were they moving furniture to their taste, or schlepping their luggage, or figuring out where to stow the dead bodies? We had no idea, so I phoned the front desk and asked if the night manager would please have a word with these folks, asked them to cool it a bit. Half an hour later, nothing had changed, so I phoned again. So the clerk didn't have any useful information, so I asked if I could speak to Mr. Big. It didn't take too many questions for me to figure out that he hadn't spoken to them at all, and he finally admitted that. He said, "Well, I didn't hear anything, so I thought it was all good." And I said, "Well, sir, I'm afraid it isn't good. The Olympic dragging and dredging contest is ongoing, and we can't sleep. So please call me back and assure me that quiet and sleep are near approaching." 10 minutes later, he rings. Yes, I said, "Thank you. Everything is quiet, and I appreciate your help." The conversation should have ended there, but instead he volunteers, "Yes, well, it's a cultural thing." I said, "Excuse me?" "Well, they're Chinese, you know." Aha. Okay, thank you, and good night. The next morning, as we were checking out, I asked to see the day manager, who, as it happened, was a very big, handsome black guy, and I explained what had happened the evening before, and then I pointed out my good friend Mo Yamin, who is from Guangzhou City, and yes, oddly enough, happens to be Chinese. He was standing nearby and watching all of this. This is the first time I've seen a black person blush. He was terribly embarrassed by the behavior of his colleague and this rude, prejudiced, and meaningless comment about Chinese people. Without hesitation, he invited me to return to the resort any time as their guest, and with his apologies for the nightman's ineptitude and insensitivity. Pickle, big lesson here. Stop while you're ahead. Don't foul the situation with unnecessary personal comments, especially when they're stupid and offensive.